Hi everyone, it's been a while and I wanted to check in before the holidays just to say hello and also to share a story about permission. I have been since August studying for a professional certification, and I was taking a class, and now the class is over and there was lots of reading and studying. And the class ended a couple of weeks ago, and I decided to give myself a bit of a break and just not study for a while. And I had said that before, but there was always like this inkling inside of me, like really driving myself crazy. Oh, you should be studying. Oh, you should be using this time more effectively, and all that kind of guilting talk. And I finally decided that once the class was over, that I really just needed to take a break and give myself full permission without any conditions at all. And I noticed something really interesting happened. It didn't happen instantly, but after a couple of days, I noticed that I actually wanted to study. So after giving myself full permission, I was like, you know what? I feel really rested and I don't feel like that annoying nagging anymore, that shooting voice inside of my body. And if I choose to study now, I could, but it would be because I want to, not because I feel like I have to. And it dawned on me that this is what happens with food when we give ourselves full permission to eat food without any conditions, without saying, oh, well, I can only have that, for this day, or I can only have this one time, or I can only have this until December is over, because then I have to get serious about my health. All those conditions that people put on themselves, and I used to do the same thing around food and around movement and things like that. When we give ourselves full permission, amazing things can happen, and you can actually feel it in your body when you have completely given over and just said, and like in my case, I don't have to study. I'm giving myself this break, and I could feel my body just relax into it. And like I said, it didn't happen immediately, but then I all of a sudden felt like, you know what? I don't think I'd mind sitting down for like an hour and doing some work. So I'm wondering how you might be feeling around permission, especially during this holiday season, but throughout the year. Full permission with food is essential for us to really feel at peace with it. And in the beginning, when people give themselves full permission to eat, they often feel like they're just eating everything in sight. We need to remember that this is often a response to restriction, not because we're doing anything wrong. It's just the body's way of saying, oh my goodness, wow, how wonderful it feels not to have all these barriers around eating, but just to be able to eat. And when we give ourselves full permission, we are better able to discern what we actually enjoy eating, what feels good in our bodies, what makes us feel energized, what makes us feel like we have comfort from the foods we're eating, and there's nothing wrong with that. So this really was a very telling moment for me. And, I have had been giving myself full permission to eat for a number of years. And while it's not perfect, it certainly is so much better than it used to be for decades and decades. So I enjoy food, and there are no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just if I want it, I have it, unless I have an allergic reaction to it. And I want to say that, we can give ourselves full permission even if we know that a food may not agree with us. We still have full agency to make those choices. And we might know, oh, you know what, this food just does not make me feel well, but I still want to have it. We have full body autonomy. So, that's another point. So, I hope that this story is helpful for you. It just, the visceral response that I had when I really gave over to it and just said, you don't have to study right now. Give yourself full permission not to do something because you really need to rest because you're exhausted. wow, I could just take a deep breath. And then, like I said several times, that permission, naturally, I then wanted to do that. So I want you to think about this because I think it's a very good example of the beauty of full permission and what it can do for our body, for our nervous systems, and also how it could change our relationships. I feel like I, in some ways, changed my relationships to preparing for this exam, just like years ago, giving myself full permission to eat started to change my relationship with food. So I know that there's a lot of fear around things like this, which is completely understandable. But, it's a process, and I just wanted to share. Let me know if this is helpful for you. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and the happiest of New Year's. And for those who celebrated Hanukkah, I hope it was wonderful. And we'll talk again soon. Take care. Bye bye.